Hi! I wanted to finally do my review on the Hourglass Vanish Seamless Finish Liquid Foundation. I have the shade Porcelain, and that's the shade that I have in the stick foundation. And in the stick foundation, it's literally like an exact match. So, I mean, you know, to me, it looks like an exact match. So it literally looks like I'm not wearing any foundation when I wear that because it just looks like skin. So I got the shade Porcelain in this because I figured it'd be the same way. I think this is a little teeny bit lighter in color and kind of leans more yellow, even though it's supposed to be neutral. So I'm going to apply it for you. And yeah, let's just jump right in. I'll give you my thoughts as I apply, and you can see, you know, kind of what it does on my skin. So I've been using this for I think an entire week now at this point. I used it every single day and used it with no primer the entire time because it specifically says like not to use with a primer, so I didn't. I think a primer may have helped longevity, but you know, that's what this review's for. So before you go, make sure you subscribe, like, and comment, and then follow me on my makeup Instagram. All those details are down below. And yeah, let's just jump right in. I'm gonna do one side with a brush, and this is gonna be the Luxie 530 flat top Kabuki brush. And then I'm gonna do my other side with a sponge, and I don't know where this is from. I think it's my Forever 21 sponge, and there's cat hair on it, but it's fine. Okay, so let's just jump right on in. So I'm gonna do, it says to do half a pump. I'm just gonna put that on the back of my hand then. Okay, so one thing with this foundation is start with a little and then build it up if you need it, because if you start with a lot, it's gonna look completely too heavy on your face. So I'm just gonna do one full pump on the back of my hand, and if I don't need it, I don't need it. Let's go in. I want to go in with this sponge side first. I'll do it on this side. No, I'll do it on this side. Okay. I just took a couple dabs. And I think you'll agree. This is like, it's a pretty, I don't know, I think it's a close shade match for me. And also with this foundation, I noticed that like it is pretty full coverage. I don't know if you can tell. I hope you can tell. But I think it's pretty full coverage. And so when I'm wearing it, I do tend to wear some concealer. I don't wear concealer all the time. But with like really full coverage foundations, it doesn't cover your dark circles. So like with this foundation specifically, I feel like I can really see them if I don't put concealer on. So I will put some concealer on. Now, that being said, I haven't worn concealer every day I've worn this foundation, but, you know, I think it's something to say. Okay, so that is one layer. I think the sponge does a really good job. I think I almost prefer the sponge. I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but I think I prefer the sponge for kind of like a more natural, like almost lighter finish. Going with the brush, and I just have a teeny bit left on the back of my hand. It's probably dried by now, so I might need more. Yeah, there's none on there, so I need to get a little bit more. So I guess that half of my face with the sponge, it definitely soaks up product, because when I use a brush, I don't need as much. The other thing with the brush that I noticed about this foundation, if you're not wearing a primer, is that like it makes your pores kind of emphasize if you can't like get in there and kind of smooth that over. So with the brush, it's easier. Like on the first application, you don't really notice that. But with this brush, it kind of is harder to get into those crevices. It definitely looks better on the sponge side versus the brush. But I think coverage-wise, it's almost the same. But I think it looks better with the sponge side. What do you think? And I have been setting this, so if you don't know, they're doing construction outside, and I picked like the completely wrong time to start filming. But anyway, so if you don't know, I have combination to oily skin, so I get oily throughout the day. I wear glasses pretty much 99% of the time. So a big thing with me is foundations breaking up around my nose, or me getting super oily on my nose because my glasses. I don't know how they're related, but it is a thing. How I've been setting it is I've been using this Bareminerals translucent powder duo, and I've been using the matte side. And I'm going to do that right now after I put on concealer. I'm just going to use a tiny bit because I don't want to alter the results of the foundation. Just going to go back in with the same sponge. And I didn't mention this, but the sponge is damp. I feel like you can just kind of assume that. But, you know. I don't think I've actually worn this concealer with this foundation yet. So hopefully it works. So far, so good. Yeah, it just looks a lot better when you add a little bit of concealer with full coverage foundations, I think. The sponge doesn't go, like, it doesn't have a super pointed tip, so it's kind of hard to get right in there, but I really like this. I'll try and find it and put it in the description. But I think it was my Forever 21 duo that I got for Christmas from someone, and I was pleasantly surprised by this one. The other one I don't really like as much. It's a little bit firmer, but this one's really pretty good. I'm going to set it with this Luxie brush. That is a highlighter brush that probably has some highlighter on it, but it's fine. I'm just going to set my face. Go under here like this. This is a tapered highlighting brush, but it's like perfect for under your eyes. And I did have shimmer on my face from the fallout from the eyeshadow. So if you see any shimmers, that's what it is. I think you need to set this foundation. I don't think that, unless you have like the driest skin of all time and you don't have a bit of oil on your face and you don't wear glasses, I think you would need to set this foundation. Because by the end of the day, like, spoiler, I am oily, like, especially on my nose. But honestly, that's the only place that it breaks down on me. Like, the rest of my face looks fine, but my nose will be horrible. Or like if I'm picking at my skin. Okay, so this is what it's looking like. I hope I blended everything in and you're just not like, Vesna, you missed an entire spot of your face. I'm gonna finish the rest of my makeup and I will be right back. I'm back. I have the rest of my face makeup on. If you want to see what is on my face and how I got this look, go down below to the video testing out new LA Splash cosmetics. So yeah, let's talk about foundation. Let's zoom you in. It's been on for probably like an hour now. One thing I will say, so don't mind the lashes. I know they're horrendous, okay? But one thing I will say is that, like, can you see the lines right here? Of how, like, it's taking off my makeup already, my glasses are. So it does move around quite a bit, and you saw that I set my face. But I think it looks really good. Overall, my experience with this foundation has been positive. There was one day, and that was actually yesterday, that I thought it looked super heavy. I had set it with the Wowder powder by Glossier, and I did not like that. I don't really like that powder, to be honest, but it made the foundation look really, really heavy. The rest of the week, I was just using the Bareminerals powder, so yeah, I don't know. I think a light powder is the key for this. Like maybe the Urban Decay Velvetizer or some kind of like just translucent, just like a nice like light layer. Maybe not like a Laura Mercier. This is it. Leave a comment down below if you would like more of these videos. I am going to try and do a wear test with this, so I will see you in a few hours. I will not have false lashes on when I check back in. Okay, so it's a little after 3 right now. I'm washing my sheets, so I'm just laying in a naked bed. So the foundation's looking good still. I'm getting a little bit oily around my pore area and then on the center of my forehead. But other than that, still looks good, still holding up. Let's check on the glasses. Yeah, that's getting a little bit worse. But yeah, I think it's still holding up. I will be back at like 11:30 or midnight. Okay, I just got in from work. I literally didn't take off my jacket because I wanted to do this check-in and take this makeup off. It's just been a really long day. So right now it's 11:59, so pretty much midnight. And this is how we're looking right now. So it kind of, can you focus? There we go. It kind of wore off in certain places. So like right around here, definitely wore off here. It looks kind of heavy here. Now, I haven't, oh wow. My nose is shiny. It's very, very shiny. I mean, it doesn't even look like I have foundation on my nose anymore. Honestly, this doesn't wear that badly. I definitely think you need to set it, and if you're oily, I didn't blot it all today. I didn't apply any more powder or anything. So if you're oily, you just have to be conscious of that. Like, just like either have blotting papers with you or a compact for powdering, like that kind of thing. But I mean, this is like 12 hours away right now, pretty much. Maybe like 11, but it's just, I feel like it looks pretty good. Let me know what you think in the comments. I think, like I said earlier, it does look really like cakey around like pimples, which a lot of foundations do that, so I'm not going to fault it. But yeah, I think it looks pretty good. This eyeshadow lasted really well. Again, if you haven't seen this first impression on the LA Splash Golden Gatsby collection, link is down below. Make sure before you leave you subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up if you want new reviews of foundations, products, etc. and wear tests. Be happy to film them. Yeah, but thanks for watching. Bye!